Welcome to the Real Cricket.
We have both the captains in the center with the match referee.
Tails is the call and heads it is. Losing the toss could prove costly. This could make for a really interesting match. These are the playing 11 for the respective teams.
Ladies and
It's the test matches.
In comes the fielding side. Here come the
Pace bowler into the tank.
batsmen getting into position to face the first ball of the innings. Oh, straight away he has crashed into the stumps. First wicket in the first ball of the innings.
He missed the line completely there and lost his stumps in the process.
Batsman getting ready to face his first ball. The bowler will have to be extra careful of the line he bowls to this field.
Good lines, tempting the batsman to play at it, but the batsman is going to leave that one alone.
There is a fielder at cover.
Bowler wants the batsman to hook, but the batsman won't have any of it.
The bowler is bowling from his favorite end.
Dealt with it comfortably. This is what test match is all about. Correct bowling, correct defensive technique.
outside off stump and he's left it.
Spinner into the action from the other end.
There is a fielder at cover.
Blade miss, great bowling.
He should look to get his eye in before trying something extravagant.
Tapped back to the bowler.
The bowler is bowling from his favorite end.
Tapped back to the bowler. Any young children, this is how a defensive shot needs to be played. Waiting for the bad ball, not trying to do anything silly before that.
Strokes it into the gap for a single.
That is huge appeal. Bowler thinks he's got the batsman, but the umpire thinks otherwise.
Couldn't find the gap and the fielder stops it easily.
Spinner into the action from the other end. The bowler will have to be extra careful of the line he bowls to this field.
The batsman lets the ball carry to the keeper.
There is a fielder at cover.
The fielder collects that one. Hits straight to the fielder.
What do you think about new teams like Afghanistan getting test status?
I think it's great for them. Small countries playing more and more cricket. Obviously, at this point of time, they're suited more for the shorter format. They've done well in recent short formats. They've got some radical players. They've got good spin bowlers, which I think takes their team to another level. But their recent performance in the longer format, not too impressive. Ireland got test status recently, and they were quite impressive against Pakistan. I think they've got great potential. They played in their hometown in Belfast, and they did quite well. They almost won the match at some point.
Hit straight to the fielder.
So coming back to our conversation, looking back, you had Bangladesh. When they started, they were on the same levels. Today, they're a force to contend with. I think it's really good for the sport that more and more countries start participating and start showing their abilities on the biggest stage.
But do you think that they should be playing the stronger teams like India and Australia rather than weaker teams like West Indies and Zimbabwe?
It's interesting that you say West Indies being a smaller country, because if you look at a couple of generations ago, West Indies was a strength, was a power, the team everybody feared, with their big, tall, fast bowlers and their calypso style batting. But I guess this is how cricket evolves over a period of time. You see teams that have been the most powerful and elite today struggling for dominance. And with regard to your question about whether they should start with teams who are right on the top of their cricket, I think that's the whole point of Test cricket, and I think it'll only show these smaller teams coming in how cricket is meant to be played.
Oh, shot, but only a single.
Going back to what I was saying, at the highest level, and it's something they wouldn't normally see at their domestic circuits.
The bowler will have to be extra careful of the line he bowls to this field.
He has hit that straight to the fielder.
There is a fielder at cover.
Classical defense. Biding his time, waiting for the bad delivery. Couldn't find the gap, and the fielder stops it easily.
The bowler is bowling from his favorite end.
That is a superb shot of a pretty good ball. It is showtime. Crowd going mad here.
The fielder collects that one, hits straight to the fielder.
There is a fielder at cover.
Hit straight to the fielder.
The bowler is bowling from his favorite end.
Tapped back to the bowler.
Batsman knows exactly where his stumps are. Well left.
इधर से ज्यादा अच्छा है अंदर वाला.
He has hit that straight to the fielder. Couldn't find the gap and the fielder stops it easily. Tapped back to the bowler.
Change in the bowling. Pacer being brought back.
The bowler will have to be extra careful of the line he bowls to this field.
He has defended that really well. Great defensive techniques shown by the batsman. Tapped back to the bowler. The toss seems to play a big part in the outcome of the game. There is a huge change in approach on winning the toss, with the ball turning square in the Asian conditions and swinging more in countries like England and South Africa.
I think if you're playing in the subcontinent or on flat pitches, it's a no-brainer. You should be batting first, putting a big target on the board, get the opposition in, put pressure on them, and make them bat on the final day. But the ball will turn, and you will have the highest chance of getting them all out. If you're playing in England, where it's overcast, you might want to consider putting them in, make use of the conditions early on, get the ball to swing, get a few batsmen nicked off. But other than that, win the toss, bat first. That's what I would think.
Interesting, you mentioned that considering there was a discussion whether visiting teams should be given a choice to bat or ball without any toss. Solid technique and great defensive shot.
Spinner into the action from the other end.
And as I was saying, I'm not in favor of all of that. Cricket should be played the way it is played. Teams that are playing at the highest level should be accomplished enough to be put in either to bat or to bowl and to face the music regardless of where they're playing.
Tapped back to the bowler.
There is a fielder at cover.
That is a very quick signal taken.
The bowler is bowling from his favorite end.
The fielder collects that one, hits straight to the fielder.
Good ball and respectfully played. Waiting for the bad ball, not trying to do anything silly before that. Hit straight to the fielder.
Spinner into the action from the other end. The bowler will have to be extra careful of the line he bowls to this field.
Good ball and a good lead.
There is a fielder at cover.
Tapped back to the bowler.
The bowler is bowling from his favorite end. Nudges it for a single.
इधर तैयार रहना, बहुत जोर का कैच आएगा.
Tapped back to the bowler. He has hit that straight to the fielder. Couldn't find the gap and the fielder stops it easily.
There is a fielder at cover.
Tapped back to the bowler.
The bowler is bowling from his favorite end.
Tapped back to the bowler.
Oh, he smashed that to the boundary. 4 runs.
He seems to have carried his form from the last match.
Tapped back to the bowler.
The fielder collects that one, hits straight to the fielder.
Stroked defensively.